Phil Robertson, the bearded patriarch of Duck Dynasty, rose to fame not just for his role in the popular reality TV show, but for building a multi-million-dollar empire from humble beginnings in the Louisiana backwoods. Known for his strong Christian values, no-nonsense attitude, and deep-rooted family ties, Robertson lived a life that celebrated simplicity. Yet the legacy he's leaving behind is far more complex and emotional than the cameras ever revealed. Long before the world knew his name, Phil was a troubled man with a dark past. He struggled with alcohol, infidelity, and anger before turning his life around through faith and a newfound dedication to family. That transformation not only salvaged his marriage to Miss Kay and repaired fractured relationships with his children, but it also laid the foundation for a dynasty built on duck calls, prayer, and an unshakable identity. The success of Duck Commander, the company he founded, and the massive popularity of Duck Dynasty propelled the Robertson family into the national spotlight. At its peak, Phil's business acumen and media presence brought in tens of millions of dollars, with merchandise, endorsements, and book deals contributing to a fortune that few could have imagined for a man who once lived in a trailer and hunted for his next meal. But with age, reflection, and declining health, Phil began putting things in order, leaving behind more than just wealth, but a legacy of forgiveness, faith, and emotional reckoning that has left his family both proud and in tears. The fortune he amassed, reportedly in the tens of millions, came not just in cash or property, but in the lasting influence of his values and the spiritual wealth he passed on to his children and grandchildren. Yet, the emotional weight of what he's leaving behind is what has stirred his family most. Behind the scenes, away from television, the Robertsons have spoken about Phil's growing frailty, his moments of vulnerability, and the open conversations he's initiated about death, purpose, and what truly matters. To a man who once lived for earthly pleasures and later renounced them all, the idea of leaving his loved ones with material riches feels almost ironic. He has told them that the real inheritance is not money, but a life lived in truth. Sometimes harsh, always honest. His sons, Jace, Willie, Jep, and even the once estranged Al, have spoken publicly and privately about how their father's final wishes and heartfelt talks have moved them to tears. Not because of financial gain, but because of the raw humanity Phil has shown in recent years. As he grows older, the man who once stirred controversy with his unapologetic statements is now more focused on peace, unity, and preparing his family for a time when he will no longer be with them. The cries of his family aren't cries of sorrow, over inheritance, or division, but of emotion for a man who has lived fully, failed publicly, risen spiritually, and now stands at the twilight of a life that has impacted millions. Phil Robertson's story is one of transformation, and the fortune he leaves behind, both tangible and intangible, is one that continues to shape the hearts of his family in ways no dollar amount ever could.